Hey Seekers, welcome to Capricorn and March. Working with the AFTRA Tarot. So recently Mars and Venus left your sign and moved into Aquarius after a good few months that they went through your sign, and you were told that, oh, the divine feminine Venus and the divine masculine Mars are going to dance in your sign and it's going to be harmonious and lovely and miraculous. Did it feel like that? In retrospect, after the past few months, I mean, don't get me wrong, if you are a Cappy seeker that was really aligned and on their path, hey, you're probably dancing in Hawaii with margaritas, not even knowing that I exist. However, for those of us mortals who have to deal with our path of imperfection, all your perfect imperfections, you know I love you. It's not just you, it's everyone. Well, that Mars-Venus presence in your sign has been pretty rough. After already a good few years of roughness, after Saturn was in your sign, left to Aquarius, was very karmic, very excruciating. Then Mars and Venus came along and you're like, hey, party. So look what Venus did. It went through your life, your existence, your essence, your Capricorn beautiful self, and was like, this is not at your worth. This is not by your value. And when I say worth and value, I don't mean necessarily the mundane aspect of it, which Venus very much so represent as well. I mean more of the spiritual level. If you were in a relationship that was very secure financially, yes, that's a Venusian worth, but not truly, because Venus doesn't neglect her joy. You won't see Venus in financial abundance as she is abused or just bored. She'll find both. She'll have it both ways. That's Venus. Okay, so if Venus went through your life, and it could be romance, could be anything, and was like, that's not on your spiritual path of beauty, harmony, and value, doesn't align. That person, that thing, they didn't have to be evil. They're just, you insisted on staying there or keeping them or it, whatever this is, in your path, and you weren't listening to when Saturn said it. And if you think Saturn is stronger than Venus, you have not really met a goddess. Venus went through you, and then she gave commands to Mars. This needs to be ripped out. This needs to be broken down. And Mars did as she told him. In that respect, Mars and Venus were definitely cooperative. The spiritual, energetic, yin-yang archetype of Venus and Mars. But in order for them to manifest with their loving dance in your life, you got to be on that level, on that frequency, through your issues, not away from your issues. Watch my 13th element video on the 13th element playlist that I recently uploaded, the truth about high vibes, frequencies, vibrations, dimensions, what it all really means. It will be very helpful. So now, after that boot camp that Venus and Mars had you go through, there's a little bit of a break. Time to fathom, to go over what was yanked out of your life, and to see the potential, and to see the room that it has made for you to finally pursue your freaking dreams, Cappy. What else do you need if not a vacuum? It's one thing if there's a fullness, your life is full with bullshit, so you're not noticing the possibilities that can enter because there's no room. But now that there's a void, So much magic can be done. Too many cards. See what I did there? Discernment. And you'll tell me, oh, Morgane, I'm very discerning. I have very high standards. No, you don't. You have high standards for the mundane world, not for the spiritual world. And then you're going to tell me, oh, I'm very, very spiritual. I do Reiki. I do crystals. I'm into positive thinking. I have my manifestation board. Well, that's for the Capis of you who run away from the mundane world, using the spiritual world as a crutch. Using the material world as a crutch is not spiritual. Using the spiritual world as a crutch is not spiritual. Not using anything as a crutch and living true to your heart, that is spiritual. Hello, devil. Don't argue with me. That's why the devil came out, because some of you are arguing with me right now. Saturn wasn't enough for you? Venus and Mars weren't enough for you? Need I remind you, Pluto is still in your sign, and it's now in the higher degrees. It either benefits you and creates miracles for you, or if you're not listening, No, I'm not promoting negativity. I'm forewarned, forearmed. I love you. I care about you. You are so powerful. You have so much potential. You're so freaking talented. Most people don't know how talented you are. Capricorns have this dark, mysterious talents. You are tapped into very deep, hidden dimensions. You can be a master of occults if you only allow yourself to dive into the books and not wonder, well, is it aligned with the status that I want for myself and all that jazz. And yes, I'm being stigmatized. Stigmatizing you as a Capricorn, but you know what? You need to. Stigmas have a reason. Stigmas in general are based on the shadow aspect of a culture or the shadow aspect of a person. The shadow aspect. Of course, light breaks through it and then you're free to be whoever you are. But stigmas, and everything exists for a reason, even if the reason is shadowy or dark or evil. So stop playing into your stigma, and then I won't have to talk to you as a stigma. The first card out is the devil after a lecture of 6-7 minutes. After months and years of planets going through your signs, trying to tell you how grand you are. The devil is a fallen angel. You are an angel. You have wings. You can fly. You can dive. There's nothing you can't do. But because some of you want to control the world, and the only way to control others is by telling them what they can't do, then you align your own system with that reality. You can't do everything. Well, I can't do everything either. No, you can do everything. I can do everything. Yay. Now, please don't go jumping off the roof because I said that you can be anything and you translated it to you being an eagle. What? People do that shit to me all the time. I like say one thing and then they transform it into something different. It's like not you, like everyone. Like what? Stop using me as excuse. All I'm saying in a metaphor is that you can use your wings. Metaphoric wings. No one came to punish you. Not Saturn, not Mars, not Venus, not even Pluto. King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, hello. No one came to punish you. It was all for you. Think about it like a structure with cracks. So it makes it unstable. And then light goes through those cracks and make them very clear to sight. And when light comes into darkness, light expands and darkness goes lower, and then more cracks are unveiled. And then it's inevitable. You can't ignore them anymore. So you start looking at them, addressing them, touching them, and then they start really and things start collapsing. Are you going to blame light for showing you the cracks? Or are you going to fix the cracks? Planets, energies, universe, God, me, whoever that serves as light in order to show you. It's not karmic punishment. It's not evil spells. It's light showing you because it loves you and it wants you to be okay. More than okay, it wants you to prosper. It's so tempting to be like, oh my God, this is so wonderful. But I'm not feeling the wonderfulness. What I am feeling is so much escapism. Two people who surface level fit. Oh my God, this fits so much. And there's so much reciprocity. There's so much that I benefit you with, and there's so much that you benefit me with. I see no love here. Nothing. And I don't care if you're good people, and I don't care if you do charity, and I don't care if you're polite. When there's no love in a situation, none, it's corrupt. And that's where evil prospers. And that's where disease grows. That's when cells become more cancerous. That's when fungus takes over and takes hold. And you can smile through it, and you can put on your suit, or you can put on your makeup. It doesn't matter. Rot starts from the inside. No, you're not rotten. You're glorious. But if you allow your inner space to be void of love to whatever this is, partnership, romance, living situation, whatever, if it's void of love, the illness will prosper because it has room. And you will keep going on inertia of, I don't know, affirmations and videos on YouTube that tell you what you want to hear. But if the inner fuel is running out, one day you're going to wake up crumbling. And this is where I'm catching you. And I've been catching you in this place for so freaking long. Why do you think this life is meant for sacrifice? Did Jesus teach you that? Who taught you that? That's just your interpretation. All your gods and all your prophets and all your spirit guides love you. They don't want you to sacrifice your joy and your life force. They're saying other things and you're translating it as you need to suffer. Because someone maybe growing up, when you grew up, told you that you need to work hard in order to be of any worth. If you don't work hard, then you're not worth it. If you don't sacrifice to death, I don't know, then God would not love you, then your mom would not love you, then whatever, society will not accept you. Okay, so maybe it was true societally. But you got to break out of it. If you got to choose between the love of yourself to yourself and being fulfilled with love on the inside versus the love of the outside, choose the love in the inside, because that will manifest to love from the outside from a place that is better for you. I see two people in the same place telling each other what they want to hear, feeding each other bullshit while feeding themselves bullshit. Trauma bond between two people or two things They have suppressed their trauma so deep. They have no idea it's their own demons having a relationship or a partnership or a cooperation, whatever. But everything else about their essence is like wandering off, not really listening. You're listening to the words of the other, but not to how they actually feel, because they don't know how they feel. If they can't hear how they feel, how will you hear how they feel? And vice versa. If you can't hear how you feel, how will they hear how you feel? I don't think they know how I feel. Do you know how you feel? Don't let Pluto come out in this reading. Don't let the death card come out in this reading. If the death card comes out in this reading, it means you're not even listening to me, and it's going to be a really shaky month. And I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to get you away from it by going into it, ironically. And when I say into it, into yourself. And make the changes, lead the changes. Here's the thing, it looks like it's so solidified. It's not to say that it can't be done. There you go. It can be done. 3 of Wands, good. You sent out a message to the universe, a prayer, to be saved, to be heard, to feel something. And that Savior will come to you as your own image, breaking yourself out of the shackles. No one else. Many others, when you start, when you are there for yourself, you'll see how others start to show up for you. Start doing things for yourself. Big, brave, different things for yourself. Some of you have sent out a letter, have sent out an email, have sent out an energetic request. It will return to you with an answer when you give yourself an answer for something. That's the trick. There's no when here. It's up to you. It's up to you. The High Priestess. Hiding in plain sight, right underneath your nose. The knowledge, the truth, what to do. You feel it. You do. You're just not aware of it yet because you're not tapped into your feelings. You tell yourself, oh, I'm not in pain. This is something greater than me that the universe is guiding me to feel, and I'm just learning the lessons and I'm evolving as a spirit, and it's not really as painful as it might be to you, you little mortal muggle. But to me, this high spiritual being doesn't hurt me as much. Do you know how you sound like? Or maybe that's not the case at all. Maybe you're not even thinking about spirituality at all. Maybe it's all just the mechanism. What can be done, what can't be done. So many can'ts. 2 seemingly different things, but it's the same thing. Escaping truth. Escaping how you feel. Just plays out differently. Hermit and 4 of Wands. Right after the High Priestess. Oh, the secrets life has to show you when you just go on the goddamn journey. From 3 of Wands to 4 of Wands. Do you know how ancient you are? You're ruled by Saturn. You are incredibly ancient. You rule karma. So how about instead of constantly experiencing karma, be it? And karma is cause and effect. Simple, simple, very, very simple. Cause and effect. Once you really understand it, you're no longer bound by it. And that's when you can grow into dharma, where you actually have free choice and you're not just repeating karmic cycles. You can break out of the prison within this plane, within this earthly plane. You can have two completely different experiences in this life, in this 3D life, low frequency life. Have you seen the sky? Have you seen the sun? Have you seen a sunset? Have you seen a sunrise? Have you seen a flower? Did a chicken ever give you a hug? I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Low frequency? What are you talking about? The experience that you can have here is either very, very limiting and full of suffering, or very liberating and magical. That's the earth split that happens simultaneously. You experience one thing, the person next to you experiences a completely different universe. Which experience do you choose to have? Because in order to have that, you have to acknowledge the magic and the mystery within you and within life. You got to take risks. You got to take journeys. You got to be okay with being alone and not constantly have something to validate you. Employees, partners, whatever. This is Moses with the parting of the seas. See the snake here? Moses' wand turned into a snake. And this is the Temple of Solomon, of absolute, clear justice and truth. That you're pushed into by very challenging tests. That you constantly escape, by the way. The reason why you keep having those tests is because you don't show up to the exam. You've signed up to school, you have your exams, you don't show up. You don't. First 3 cards, you don't. You tell yourself you do, you have not. So it was forced on you. But here you are as an opportunity to not only be a badass student, but to be a teacher. Because that's the path that you can be on. The path of a prophet. The path of an oracle. And you've been delaying. You've been delaying like shit. Because if you have not, you wouldn't be here in this reading. You would not have gone through all the challenges you've gone through in the past few months with Venus and Mars. If you've been there already, Venus and Mars would be a dance ball. You'd be on cloud number 9. You can still be on cloud number 9. It's not going to happen through flying. It's going to happen through diving into the underworld and taking a journey that is uncomfortable for you. And you're saying to me, "Oh, Morgane, I'm always uncomfortable. I always do the hard work." No. You do hard work that is hard for other people, but is super easy for you. But because it's considered hard for other people, you take liberty in telling yourself that you're already doing the hard work. It's easy for you to do the 14, 16 hours a day. It's easy for you to do the physical exercise. It's easy for you. So people look at you like, wow. Because to them it's hard. You know what's hard for you? Surrendering. Feeling things you don't want to feel. Hence being pushed of your environment and your society. Because once you recognize the layers and circles of deceit and corruption that you've surrounded yourself with, so many people, so many situations, so many organizations that are corrupt, that are flawed, and you're just waltzing as a part of them, telling yourself that you're different, it doesn't affect you. Oh, it affects you, all right. Tell me who your friends are. So once you actually listen to my advice, it's going to be lonely. I'm not going to lie to you. These are lonely cards. The wisest, the oracle and the prophet. The wisest. But it's going to be a little bit lonely. And that's okay. You know why? Because as soon as you go there, look what happens. You find your tribe. After 40 years in the desert or 400 years in the desert, you get to the promised land. But you got to leave the land that wasn't yours or for you. That you really, really tried to be a part of, that you really, really wanted to belong to. And you played the motherfucking game. And you played it well because you're a Capricorn and you're brilliant. But fire doesn't play games. The wands here, we have 3 of wands and the 4 of wands. The only minor arcanas, and they're fire. They're the suit of wands. You can't mold fire. You can't. If you try to mold it, it suffocates and dies. And if you don't suffocate it, it's free. You can contain it with respect. But you can't tell the flame the shape to take. So this journey, you're gonna have to go kamikaze. Not really. Please, no one actually goes kamikaze. Thank you. 4 of Wands here is very promising. Very promising. You'll find someone, especially because I have the High Priestess and the Hermit right next to each other. You'll find someone who's waiting for you to take that journey. They've already been there. They're already there. I'm picking up. I can't say that it's someone from the past. I can't say that. I think people in your past either really, really hurt you or you've really, really hurt them. And so I don't necessarily see the past. But moving forward, bottom of the deck, the Fool. Everything is possible. Pack light. Be honest with who you are. Boom. That journey is going to lead to a lot of abundance and to your tribe, to your soul tribe, to the promised land, to the perfect partner, whatever. To a job that honors you, that you feel honored being a part of, that you don't feel ashamed of. A lot of Capricorns are deliberating whether to leave an organization or a job or a place that you know they're corrupt and you don't know if you should stay associated with them. Well, if you even have to ask, let me tell you something. Pluto is going to collapse all the corruption, all the bullshit. It's going down. You want to go with it? Stay. You want to save your ass and be aligned with something more suitable, more worthy? Lead the change. It will be really, really worth it. 4 of Wands, the Fool, and the 10 of Pentacles. You might stumble into something that you really have passion for and enjoy doing and makes you feel really, really free and really, really safe and belong at the same time, which is ideal for you. It's perfect. Temperance. And that's the magic, and that's the healing, and that's the alchemy. The connection to source, finally connecting, and then information will start flowing. Look at you using your wings. Told you you're an angel. You're breaking free. Your spirit is going to feel very free. Knowledge that you've attained for a very long time, set millennias, incarnations. It's going to come to the forefront because you're going to give it room. I do literally see something gets reincarnated. It could be a pet or a loved one. I don't know. Maybe you're getting messages from them. Bottom of the deck, the Magician. Once your power, goes free, it's like you'll be unstoppable. The Fool, the Magician, and the High Priestess, and the Hermit. I mean, even the Temperance and the Devil, both, they carry so much wisdom. The Devil, in good company, wow. Wonderful, beautiful, passionate, free. You can make the impossible happen. And you're going to thank me after that. Not during that, you're going to curse the shit out of me. Khamsa, khamsa, khamsa. But after that. You guys know I'm your fan, right? I'm going to continue this reading focusing on your love life as an extended. Link is below in the description box. It's available on Vimeo and on Patreon. Check out those platforms. See what works best for you. It will make me very happy if you join Patreon. Up to you. There's also Tarot Masterclass Bunkai if you want to study how to be a Tarochi and undergo a shamanic journey with me. And there's also Karmic Shift and Liberation.